What's up, guys? Eric Bray, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Monday, April the 4th. Been fishing a little bit over the past few days. I think I've been out about 4 or 5 times. I'm in between boats right now, so I gotta either borrow a boat or go with a buddy or something. But as far as guide trips are concerned, with everything going on, not a whole lot of guide trips going on. I gotta be honest with you. Haven't shut my business down. If somebody really wants to go and they check out medically, we will probably go ahead and do a trip. But to be honest with you, most of the guides were pretty well shut down here for right now with the stay-at-home order in Missouri and so on and so forth. But did manage to get out today. Went out with Mike Webb. We did actually pretty good. We had a pretty good day. A lot of fish, some big fish. Caught them with doing a few different things. As far as the lake level is concerned, we're at 920.5, somewhere in there, 0.2, 0.5, somewhere in there. So a little bit more than 5 foot high. Corps is drawing it down. They're drawing beaver down. They have shut the floodgates off on beaver. They've still got them open here. But they are drawing this lake down. Bull Shoals is high and getting higher. I think it's 20 or 21 feet high right now. So Bull Shoals is still coming up. But Table Rock, we're getting it down to a manageable level. Water temperature, this little cold snap we had over the weekend really dropped the temperature down. We were seeing upper 50s, low 60s last week. Now we're seeing mid to upper 50s. Think the next couple of days we've got some south wind coming in. We've got warmer weather coming in. Going to be in the 70s for the next couple of days. I think we'll start to see those temperatures come back up into the 60s. But if you guys are coming down, so you're going to fish the lower end of the lake where I am right now, like I said, we had a pretty good day today. We caught them doing a variety of things. Number one bait that we had today was definitely a swim bait. Throwing the Keitech 2.8 or a Bass Pro Speed Shad on the Jewel Gem Shad 2.0 was our best as far as presentation. Most of the fish had backed off because the water had cooled off so much, and we caught them suspended. A lot of them were over as deep as 35 or 40 feet deep. They were down about 8 to about 15 foot deep, but they were suspended over that deeper water on those secondary points leading back into the spawning pockets. Caught them doing that. We did catch a few on a spinnerbait today through the Gem blade from Jewel. Caught a couple back in the pockets. Once this wind picked up, sun came up, water warmed up a little bit, started catching them around some of the flooded bushes. Not back in behind the bushes so much, but around that outer edge, you know, just basically where the old bank line was. Those fish seem to be hunkered down in those bushes, and you bring a spinnerbait by and you catch them doing that. And caught a few on a crankbait as well. Caught them on a rock crawler, on the Curve 55 and a wiggle wart. Basically the same pattern, working that outside edge of those bushes, not really going back in behind the bushes, but working that outside edge where it's about 5 or 6 foot deep seemed to be where those fish were holding, and I'm sure those are fish just waiting up to make beds. We did see a few buck males on beds today. They were not locked on, but there were a few definitely on beds when we got back into the spawning pockets. Didn't see a lot of females, and anything that we pitched to would pretty much swim off. So they certainly haven't spawned, but they do have it on their mind. Go up into the mid-lake area, same deal. Gotta have swim bait tied on now, right now. Catching a lot of fish on a Keitech, on the Gem Shad 2.0, same sort of deal. These fish have backed out a little bit. They're on these secondary points, and you just want to find them out there in about 8 to 15 foot deep, over as much as about 15 or 20 foot of water, and that seems to be where we're catching them all over the lake. Spinnerbait bite's been working up there as well. Again, working that old bank line, kind of fishing over top of, just outside of the bushes. About 5 to 6 feet deep seems to be the key. That's where I was the other day, and that's where we caught them on the Gem blade as well. Crankbait's working there too, catching them on a wiggle wart, rock crawler, Curve 55, same sort of deal. Working that old bank line, working there on that, basically where the bank was, on the outside of the bushes. You just kind of line your boat up on the outside of the bushes, parallel cast it, bring it down there, bang it into the rocks, you'll catch quite a few. And again, a lot of these fish were out on those secondary points, but as the water warms up, they're going back into the points. They're getting so close to spawning that they're getting back into the points. Have been catching a few on a Squirrel head and on a Ned Head. if I can find areas where the moss isn't too bad. And it's not bad in every creek. You go into one creek and there's a lot of moss, you go into the next creek and you can actually fish the bottom a little bit. So we have been catching them on a Squirrel head and a Ned head as well. So keep that in mind. That bite should get a lot better as the water warms up too. Go up into the James. Sound like a broken record, guys, but definitely want to have a swim bait tied on. The water is clearing up in the James. It's still a little bit more stained. There are some areas where it's a little bit dirtier. Some areas almost look like it's turned over, but you can catch them on a swim bait in the clearer water. Keitech 2.0, 3.3 on the Gem Shad, same sort of deal. If you go out and you're not getting bit up shallow, back off. A lot of these fish have backed off onto these secondary points leading into the spawning pockets, so keep that in mind as well. Also catching quite a few on a spinnery bait up there on the Gem Blade, and actually through the Gem Blade 2.0 a little bit last time I was up there. Caught a few. Seemed like I'm catching better quality on the bigger one, but again, working that old bank line. It's really key right now till this water gets back to normal, or until they get locked onto the beds. That if you want to catch fish, you want to catch multiple fish, work that old bank line over. That really seems to be where the fish are moving to once the water warms up. Once the sun comes out, they're on that old bank line, kind of hiding in those bushes that are on the old bank line. Caught a few on the crankbait as well up there, wiggle wart, rock crawler, curve 55, and then caught some on a jig up there. Didn't really fish a jig down here or in Kimberling City when I was there a couple days ago, but the jig bite up the James last week was actually pretty good, mostly around boat docks, especially boat docks that are on secondary points close to spawning pockets. Really seem to be key. There's a lot of those in like Ants Creek. See a lot of those, and those fish are up shallow on those boat docks. They're in less than 10 foot of water, pitching a Pro Spider Jig. I was throwing a 5/16. Okeechobee Blue and Bass Whacker are my two best colors, but just pitching it around the floats of the boat docks, finding those shady spots. We were out on a sunny day, water was a little bit warmer, and they were definitely on boat docks when we were up there last week. Go up into the White River. White River's been really strong. Fished the White River, I guess it was last Thursday. Caught them real good up the White River too. Swim bait bite, again, #1 in that clear water. Catching a lot of fish on a swim bait. They had backed off because the water temperature had dropped a little bit, but catching them on a swim bait, suspended down 8 to about 15, over top of about 20 to 25 on those secondary points leading into the spawning pocket. Jewel Gem Shad 2.0 with the Keitech 2.8 and 3.3 were our two best baits. Caught them on a spinnerbait up there as well. The Gem Blade was working really good around those flooded bushes when we got a little bit of wind. Water warmed up a little bit. But again, we're fishing the lakeside or outside edge of those bushes, not back in the bushes. We're fishing that old bank line. Didn't really throw a crankbait up there, so I don't know, but I would imagine you catch them on a crankbait as well. Caught them on a jig up there too, flipping around those upper edges or outer edges of those bushes. If you don't have any wind, you're not getting bit on the swim bait. Try flipping around those deeper bushes, especially that right there and about that. Right now it'd be about 5 or 6 foot deep. That's where you can catch a few if you don't have any wind. Pitch a jig, basically fish it parallel. Throw it up in front of you, throw it up next to a bush and work it down that bush line. You should be able to catch a few doing that as well. Guys, we are the first week of April. Like I said earlier, most of the guides are not working. I'm not doing a whole lot of trips until this coronavirus thing gets over, but I did want to get you guys a report. I know a lot of guys are fishing. It's a Monday and I'm at Moonshine, and I'd say the parking lot's probably, I don't know, 30% full. So there's a lot of guys out fishing. A lot of guys on the water today. The weather's going to be beautiful. You've got time on your hands if you're healthy. Get out there and fish. We have been posting a lot on Table Rock Fishing Intel as well. We've got a lot of updated stuff. We've started a new video series with Eric Oliverson. It's Time on the Water, and they basically have 2 hours to find and catch fish. Posted the first hour last week. We're going to be posting the second hour this week, so check that out if you're a member. Posting daily reports. We've had a report from almost every day this past week. Either I've done it, or Webb, or Sonato, or somebody. One of our experts has been out. They've been fishing. We're getting you guys the information on there. So check that out. If you're not a pro member, I know it's $45, but there's really a lot of value there. There's a lot of value for your $45 between the feature stuff that we're doing, the reports that we're doing, the maps that are on there, everything that's on there. There's a lot of really cool stuff on there. So take a look at that. Table Rock Fishing SportsFishingIntel.com. If you haven't looked at it already, check it out. A lot of cool stuff on there, a lot of stuff to help you catch fish on table rock. That's basically what it's all about. If you're planning on coming down this summer or next month, you want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743. Hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either shoot me an email, book online. Either way, we'll figure out a date and time that everything's going to work. Guys, thanks for watching the videos. Again, take a look at tablerockfishingintel.com if you haven't done so already. But thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.